Lo Mai Gai, one of my all-time favorite Chinese dishes. Fragrant packed sticky rice filled with shiitake mushrooms, chicken. There's also a vegan version too. This is served piping hot. I always keep a batch in the freezer so when I have a long day at work or I'm just too tired to cook, I can pop as many as I need from the freezer straight into the steamer and forget about it. In less than an hour, you're done. I'm putting some gloves on. And I have my ready sticky rice with lots of goodies. So I got rice here and I have shiitake mushrooms. Water that I said the shiitake mushrooms is gold, it's very flavorful. Do not waste it ever. If you don't use it, strain it and put it in the freezer. I did use it for cooking the rice, so it has even more flavor of the shiitake. You gotta pack in as much flavor as you can in any kind of cooking. And then I had frozen string beans and frozen peas that I just defrosted in hot water. And I had some kami, Japanese little seaweed stuff, just to make it. And a tip for lo mai gai is to just spray a little bit of oil on the leaf. So now I'm going to press it. And I got some chestnuts here. And these I love, really nice, just a bit too much. I'll put like two-fours enough. I prefer putting chestnuts than tofu. It's whatever you like and whatever you have. I always have chestnuts in the house. It always adds meaty something for the teeth, you know, when you're cooking vegan, which often I miss in vegan dishes. So I always have chestnuts and they last for ages. So this is a lo mai gai. This is wrapped in a lotus leaf and then I would put it in a little sandwich bag. Here we go, just making as I take it out. Sandwich bag. The thing to remember is to keep it nice and wrapped. And then I would probably put it in my vacuum sealers and I highly recommend buying one. I bought mine secondhand. Put some oil. This is so that the sticky rice won't stick on the leaf when you are steaming it. And it's kind of like a sandwich I'm making. Base of the rice and then fill in with whatever could be. I'm going to make chicken soup. Chicken is the usual classic lo mai gai filling. This is for my vegan son. Lo mai gai, gai is chicken, so that's where it comes from. I have to reinvent all sorts of stuff for my vegan son, which I really am thankful to him because he's taught me so much from reading and taking note of labels. Because of him, I stopped buying a lot of sauces because it's just packed with chemicals. It's unbelievable. And also chestnuts, you know, discovering chestnuts again. I remember when I grew up in England, for vegetarians and vegans for Christmas dinner, there was the chestnut roast. Actually, that probably is where I took the inspiration. What was I going to put in the lo mai gais to make it vegan? And I didn't want tofu. I'm just fed up with tofu. I like tofu to be tofu. And there's lots of different tofus now. I like now the puffy tofu that is available here. Love, love, love it. It really, you cannot tell it from meat. It's not that I'm vegan or vegetarian. But I do want to be mindful of my meat consumption. One steak is usually, first of all, it's cut into chopstick sizes and that is spread around. One steak is spread for one family. I'm gonna need more chestnuts. In the Western world, we have one steak for one plate per person, one steak. So you could have 5 steaks for 5 people. We are 5 in the family. When I make Chinese, it's one big fat steak, granted, but it is one steak and not 5. And so it's also great for families on a budget. I forgot to put the oil. See, I can feel it already, but it's too late. There we go. Just a teeny bit of olive oil. See how pretty that is? When you open it, just imagine. You steam this, you open the leaves, and you get this waft of amazing aroma and hot, hot package of fragrant rice, fragrant sticky rice with veggies and seaweed, chestnuts for my son, and then I will have for the rest of us some fragrant rice. Again, I did forget, go so fast sometimes, just forget myself. There we go. I think I'll just put some raw chicken because I'm going to make it now. Usually I cook the chicken, but I know I'm going to eat this now. And always make the chicken in pieces, not in one clump. Like I have a thigh here. See, I have a thigh. I'm going to cut it. Hello.
Yeah, that's nice.
Season the chicken. So I have here some chicken. Okay, chicken thighs. I just put a little bit of soy sauce Just put a little bit, tiny, teeny bit. I don't want to make this all too wet, so because I know I'm going to put some more liquid. So here is some Shaoxing wine. Oh, it's nice and warm. Everything's so cold here. Just took everything from the fridge. So this is Shaoxing wine. There you go. Oh, it's freezing. Goodness, I have my gloves on. I'm not sure how much it helps. And now I'm going to put a little bit of acid, which is my black vinegar. Black vinegar. It's a little less acidic than your regular vinegar. If you don't have black vinegar, then don't worry. Don't go buying extra ingredients you might not use again. I hate buying special ingredients for recipes. But this might be good, this black vinegar, because I use this to tenderize any kind of meat. Oh, it's freezing. So that is my meat. Back with the Lo Mai Gai. And I'll show you how to make a chicken. Pretty much no-brainer. Okay, cool. So I'm going to just flatten this out and make it a nice big wide bed so I can put my chicken pieces. Now, remember to cut your chicken. This chicken I would cut into about 3 pieces, which I've already done. See, bite size. Think always, when you're making Chinese food, it's always designed for the chopstick. There's a lot of prepping, true, in Chinese cooking, but and about a few seconds. A minute is a long time for Chinese cooking. It should be called Chinese prepping. 99% of the work is in the prepping. It's always prepping. Growing up in my parents' restaurant, Chinese restaurant in England, so much prepping. So much prepping. But it's worth it because food's so good. There you are. So this is the chicken, just like with the chestnuts. See, so I've got hidden chicken inside, and it's raw. Usually I do cook the chicken because I'm always afraid that often I'm only using it raw here because I know I'm going to steam this right now and I'm going to eat it because I'm hungry. Actually, I can show you. You have to make sure that it's put this down here so it's on the flap so it doesn't unflap itself while it's cooking. And here is my steamer, plain steamer, and I can roughly put about 3 here, 3 medium or 2 big Lo Mai Gais. And if I had a vegan, I would obviously take it out of the nylon, and I would put something like a toothpick on it so I know which is which. So that is a chicken one, and then I would steam it. So for the frozen, I usually straight from frozen. Say like for this vegan ones or chicken, whatever, these, if I wasn't going to cook it straight away, I would put them in the freezer. They can last quite a few months in the freezer, wrapped up, protected. And I would cook it, steam it straight from frozen. I wouldn't wait for it to defrost. I don't have the patience, and there's really no necessity to do it. So what's great about this is I could be out all day and or whatever reasons, I would come home so tired, too tired to cook, as you see my name, no patience or desire to get any pots and pans out. So I would just take a couple of frozen Lo Mai Gais and throw them on the freezer, on the steamer, and do my thing. Go take a bath. I'm a free woman, as Nigella once said. I'm a free woman for at least an hour, because it takes about an hour steaming when it's frozen, right? And so the best thing is I could come home, put this on the fire, and then just go have a hot bath, or just relax, have a cup of tea, soak in the day, busy day, and then about an hour, take out the Lo Mai Gais, steaming hot packages, have some veggies to go with, and I'm really, really happy person. This is quite a lot of chicken, but never mind. Somebody will be happy. My husband will be happy, or my 2 carnivore sons will be very, very happy. I just got to be careful not to pack these too much. There we go. I squeeze that in, tuck that in, tuck that in. Because it's quite hard for me to get lotus leaves here, sometimes I do use them again. So here you go. This is another chicken. See, I can put a chicken and I could put I'll take the nylon. You see how three, I'm just showing you here how 3 lo mai gais can fit in. And that's a meal. That's a meal for a family. Often I can't eat one by myself because I will have vegetables to go with this. So I would share with my younger son, and then my husband and my vegan son. And that's a whole family meal, supper. Maybe he won't need one. He's just told me he's eaten. So I'm going to make 2 for lunch today. And I have a little bit more rice. This is enough for 2 maybe. I always have a little bit too much. So I'm going to try and squeeze it for 2. I can just make it, and then, yeah, make it for 2. And I think I have 2 leaves. Oh, I only have 1 leaf anyway. So that's that. So that saves me anyway, but it's a huge leaf. Oh, forget the oil. Okay, door. Yeah, I got you vegan lo mai gai.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I won't be able to eat for the next 8 hours.
Okay. You want it for tonight, or you want me to put it in the freezer for you?
I have one for tonight, that's for definitely.
Okay, so the other 2 I'll put in the freezer, okay, honey?
Thank you.
So now I'm just squeezing this so that it's a nice thin bed. The extra rice I will just, the extra rice I'll just make those Japanese balls that I can't remember what you call them. These Japanese rice balls. You just make them and you can just steam it along with. Very popular. Recently I was making onigiri, which is very popular with the kids. Anything rice is popular, thankfully. It feeds both my vegan son and carnivore sons are very happy. So thankfully we can all agree on that. And I was actually doing some research, because lately I've been using brown rice because of my naturopath. I'm a breast cancer survivor. It was very hard for me to switch over to brown rice. Then I started to read that brown rice has more arsenic. Is that right? Can't remember. I forget things. Chemo brain, definitely a reality. And I do the research and then I forget it, just don't remember it. Okay, so I've used all the rice here. See, do not like waste. And as it happens, the last leaf is the biggest leaf. So I just want to make sure that everything, all the chicken, all the filling, whether it's chicken or chestnuts, which is less important, is covered. The thing is that idea is that we seal it. All the flavors of the lotus leaf gets imbued, permeate into the already fragrant rice. And then we open this fantastic package on a rainy, cold, dark night. And we're just loved. Big hugs. This is a big hug food from my grandmother, my mother. Fantastic. This was my favorite food when I was growing up. Well, one of them, I have so many, but this is really right up there. Loved dim sum. It was always one of the things we ordered when we went to Chinese dim sum restaurants. Just something. I never knew how easy it was to make until I came to a place where you cannot buy it ready-made. There's hardly any Chinese restaurants where I live. So this is a huge one, you can see from the size. I would never ever eat this by myself. And I have to make this chicken. Remember, very important is to label these things, because you have no idea what's inside them later on. There we go. So this goes in. This is huge. Huge. It's okay. Some restaurants, I could make it last longer, the leaves, and cut them in half, because I've seen restaurants cut them in half, and so there would be 2 lo mai gais for 1 per leaf, but can't be bothered. Some days you just cannot be bothered. I'm just lucky to have lo mai gais in the Middle East. I was so excited when I found it in the restaurant here, but they were really so tiny and so expensive. I just couldn't bring myself to go there again. And I ended up ordering online. No, my friend from China came and brought me some. Good for her, thank you so much. Phoebe brought me some. So kind of her. And then that started me making my own. There you are, just checking on the live. Okay, so I'm just going to take my gloves off. Remember, very important is to label these things. So this was the chicken, sheerly by size. I mean, I've too often forgot to label and have no idea what is inside them. So here we go. Pen, chicken, and the rest is vegan. Very important. Some gets mad at me when, and rightly so, when I do not find the chicken or anything there. Doesn't happen often, but it can happen, and I want to let it not happen. And seal it on the... This is pretty organized for me. I'm not that organized. Okay, there we are. So 1 he's going to eat now. Cool. And 1, so 2 goes to the freezer. 2 goes to the freezer. These 2 will go to the freezer. And the chicken will go to the freezer. I should have, it's too big. There we go. Put it flat in the freezer if you can, because they will misshapen if you just quite try to squeeze it in. And you want to keep it nice and flat and a square. So that's lo mai gai. Lo mai gai, which lo mai is the rice, lo mai, and gai, as I said, is the chicken. So this I could do 3, but he doesn't want to eat it right now. He's going to eat later on. And that's it, folks. This is my live. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, whatever. I'm on Instagram too. Too Tired to Cook, and also on YouTube. Not very consistent, but I'm hopefully in the future I will try to be consistent. As I say, please be patient. I'm a one-man show, learning the technicalities along the way, and hopefully I'm sharing all my recipes, all my healing, cooking, extravaganza, adventures. For me, everything has a purpose, and that purpose is to heal, to grow, to build, to strengthen, not just physically but also mentally and spiritually. The whole food system and our whole digestive system. In the future I'll show you my kombuchas, my pickles, pickle season, definitely. I'm doing a lot of pickles. I want to make recipes, whatever. I have chemo brains, folks, so just bear with me. I do want to make a course, workshops about pickles, because pickles are so important for the gut, which is our second brain, which is the place where our immune system lives. 80% of our immune system is in our gut, and we need to really take care of it. And it loves fermented foods, though tight with salt and water, the brine, and not with the vinegar. And you're just doing a great favor when you're making probiotics. So please follow me on Instagram, and also here, right here, for my lives. See you next time. Oh, how do I do this? Take this off. Rotate. Oh.